Alright, hello. Hopefully I'm being heard good. This is a little different. A little, different for me. For sure. So, just been a few days since the con, and I figured, hey, we're coming back and, relaxing and such. How about we talk about it? And I was trying to think of different ways how to do this, and this was the only way I could think of it working properly. So here we are. So I forget the camera's here. I'm looking over at my computer screen, but the camera's right here. It was a lot of fun. It was a blast. It was so much fun. I have some pros and cons about it, of course, but it was a lot of fun. It was so cool. And it went by pretty fast, too. It was pretty fast, to be honest. That was like, let's see, we kind of set up like the night before, and that was about an hour setup, and then I decided to arrive at 9 o'clock in the morning to finish setting up. So, from like basically 9 to like 6 o'clock at night. It was a very long day, but it went by super fast. But seeing a little bit more of the behind the scenes of what you don't usually see. So what did you end up selling? Okay, so I was showing off some of my keychains. So I have a lot of keychains left, as you can see. Let's move this out of the way because that's prep for a doll. One of the dolls in October. So I got a whole bunch of keychains. I gave away a lot of my stickers. I probably sold maybe about 3 stickers. But I ended up like, hey, you want a free sticker at the end of it. I wasn't that worried about it because I had quite a bit left over and I wasn't too concerned. I still about 2 birthmarks. I had a mosquito fly on my face, sorry. So I'll just show you. Let's do this one with my bunny on it. So, these are the bookmarks we did, and this is actually metal, so, metal bookmarks. So, that's a lot of the fronts like this, and all the backs. I had my bunny, and then the socials. Sold about 2 bookmarks. I sold about 4 dolls. Which I'm really surprised about because I was honestly expecting not to sell none. All honestly, I was already having that expectation going into it. But I'm very happy that I got to sell more. I sold. I'll tell you what I sold. So the very first sold I did was Alia and Salon. And I sold them maybe, so it was a little dead from like 10 o'clock to about 12. And at 1 is when I had my first sold. And I was so excited when I got that sold. I forgot to give them the thank you card. And I had to go run them down. I'm like, this is yours. I forgot to give this to you. I had to go chase the person down to give them the thank you card because I wrote them thank you cards, and inside that thank you card, well, inside the envelope, not only is there a thank you card, there's the headshot of the dolls in it, and I'll show you what I did with the cards in a minute. I'm not gonna open it, of course, but so I got my first sale about 1 o'clock. And then a few hours later, got a little bit more. So the next few sales I got, well, one of them, who was my second sale? My second sale was actually the Jester and Jokester. And my fiance was there helping me, actually. He was helping me watch over the booth if I had to go step away or something and such, and help me pack the dolls up and everything else like that. And his coworker actually texted asking if I would sell those two, and I said yes, and I said whatever they, I negotiated a lot with the sellers, like, I would set them at 70, but I would say I'll drop it down to 50 if final offer, basically. That's just an example. And, I sold those two. We actually put that on order for them, and they got it yesterday, and they really liked them. I overheard that they really liked them, and they were really cute. And I'm so happy, because those two are by far my favorite ones. One of my first couple dolls, and like one of the first dolls I fully sculpted as for a guy. So I'm really happy that those two got sold. And then I think the one that made me really happy, and this one's really cool, too, is the Mistress got sold. And if you didn't know, Mistress holds a stupid little place in my heart. Only because when I first made her, or designed her, she was for a college art class. And long story short, the teacher wasn't the greatest, gave me a lot of hard times. Did you get that? No, I was really happy on the person who actually got it. I mean, it was a bittersweet moment, don't get me wrong, it was a bittersweet moment, but with her, because she was the first doll I ever streamed, too. So she's, as I said, she has a little stupid place in my heart. She's the first doll I ever streamed here. A remake, but she still was the first doll I streamed here, and she's the first doll where I'm like, yep, this is gonna be a business, I'm gonna make this into my business, this is gonna be my career. One of the people got it was a friend of mine, or is a friend of mine, let me phrase it that way, is a friend of mine. And he actually was on stream watching me actually make her. And when he said, I'll get her, I want her, I was like, that's awesome. You actually saw her being made. And here you are actually buying her. And then on top of it, he bought like 17 keychains on top of it, so. And a bookmark. I think 2 bookmarks. I don't remember. I had receipt paper, by the way, and I completely forgot about it until the very end. So I did not keep track of what I sold and stuff. Yeah, so it was a very awesome moment with that, because like, oh, that's awesome. That, how funny did you actually get to see her kind of be made, and here you are actually buying her. So really, really cool moment right there. And then the 4th doll, you can technically say I sold about $5 because of the Jester and Jokester, but they're a pair doll, so I always say 4, but technically 5. And the last doll I sold was the Warrior. The Warrior got sold. I'm very happy she got sold. So, got some newer and older dolls sold. So, I'm super, super happy with myself. Very proud. For a very good feeling, basically. But mosquito keeps on flying in my face. I swear, I'm not losing it. I'm not crazy. I swear. There was a lot of things I wish I could have done differently and realized I should have done, but I was like, I don't have any time to change this or do what I wanted. So, lessons learned. Next time I'll figure it out and do it that way. The place looked, it was so cool. I seen so many talented cosplayers too. It was really cool. As I said, it was so cool seeing that. I seen a few people dressed up from Demon Slayer, and they looked really cool. And that and the facility I was at, that place was huge, and I didn't even get to explore the whole thing. Did you shop anything? I didn't, because I was a little paranoid leaving my booth. Not only because I had a cash box and such, it was more for the fact of my dolls. I'm so paranoid leaving my dolls, and my fiance is like, oh, we'll walk around, don't worry. I'm sure, the person I went with will look over them for you. It's like, I trust you guys, but there's like, that's a lot of hard work. That's a year's worth of work. And I'm just paranoid because people will snatch stuff. And that's going to be very obvious if one of my dolls went bye-bye. So I didn't really, but my fiance did, because he would go, hey, I'm going to go walk around, look around. I said, okay, that's fine. He did buy 2 huge Legos that someone 3D printed. And it was Jason Voorhees and Michael Myers, and they look super cool. Yeah, how does the booth setting work? Like, how did you go off for your lunch and stuff? I don't think I've said this actually. So I went with my fiance. My fiance was my second person, basically. So if I had to go up and use the bathroom, or I needed to go off, I actually was just saying one of my first sales, I forgot to give him a thank you note, so I had to run off to go find him again to give him the thank you note. So he would take over and such while I went to do whatever. And luckily, right where we were at, I don't think I caught any of that in the little bit of filming I was able to do. There was a food court right by us, so there was that. But I brought a lot of snacks too, so I was munching on some snacks and such. So yeah, and can't think of anything else, but I brought like a huge bag of snacks and water and other things while sitting there. And I got up and stand up for a little bit, kind of paced a little bit. And the ground we were on, which you saw in the little bit of the stories I did, was so soft. It was really cushiony, so you were able to stand on it and like your feet weren't hurting or anything. So that was nice. Because it's like an indoor, where we were at was like an indoor soccer field. And, so of course it's going to be soft, so if someone falls and stuff, they're not like getting severely hurt or anything. So super soft padding, besides the person right beside me. So the one that did like the superhero type stuff right by me was the person that helped me get the booth there, so I was with him. And the guy to my left, he was selling comic books he went out and found. And such a nice person, super nice guy, very nice, very friendly. So it was a very awesome experience and super cool. Most definitely really outside my comfort zone. For sure. Like doing this is very outside my comfort zone. So I actually debated to actually show my face. Like no mask or anything, but like a face reveal. But I chickened out last minute. So so I was gonna do a face reveal only for the reason. There was only one reason. It's because one of the people who came up and bought like a few things for me knew me, and they're videographers, and they were taking some video shots, and there was a few other people recording and such. So that was the only reason I was going to do that. So you may see my face somewhere out there. See my silly little face sitting at my booth with my dinosaur overalls. So that was the only reason I was gonna show my face. And it's one of those things too. I'm kind of glad that I didn't sell all my dolls. It's one of those things, I wanted to sell them all, but I'm glad I didn't because I didn't have to start back over from zero. So I'm proud that I got to sell 4 or 5, however you want to put it. So I'm glad I got to sell a few. I'm very proud of myself. I'm very shocked that I still was able to sell that many. But I'm glad I have some where I'm not having to feel like I have to start over. So I still have those guys up there. Excuse me. So it's one of those odd feelings, basically. It's hard for me to explain. So, if I had to go over my pros, very good learning experience, great way for me to figure out how to adjust my pricing, maybe other apps to use if people don't want to pay with cash. Better organizing for sure. Figure out better shelves to use, and it's always like this. So the sand I used to hold my keychains was meant for earrings. It was not meant for keychains. But at the time I was shopping, they had nothing what I was looking for keychains at all. A keychain holder. And the day after, I was looking at something and I found what I was exactly looking for, I wanted to use. I'm like, of course. When I was looking beforehand. Couldn't find it. Right afterwards, here you go. Really? So I immediately saved that for future references and future cons I decided to attend. I found some bookmarks stands to put them in. It is like that most of the time. Really, I could have used that. And there was an artist that the person helped me with that he suggested to me. And she made this plank board to hang up keychains and stuff. I'm like, why did I not think of that? I'm like, well, that sucks. I don't have time to make that. Because that was 2 days beforehand. I was like, oh my god, that's such a smart idea. I'm so dumb that I didn't think of that. So, it's one of those things oh, I could have done that. But I don't have the time to do that now. So, when I got there the night before, because the night before, it was oh, you can come in and set up anywhere from 5 o'clock to 10 o'clock at night. Or the following morning from 6 o'clock to 7 o'clock. Or, no, not 7. 6 o'clock to 10 o'clock when the con started. I said, I ain't getting up that early. That's not happening. I would be done by 3 o'clock and I would want to go home. So we set up the night before, and as I was setting up, I was like, oh, I should have gotten this, I should have done that. I'm like, as I said, it was a really good learning experience for me to go, okay, next time, let's do this, let's do that, let's design this, let's draw this, let's make this. And I'm sure that next con I'm like, oh, maybe I should have done this or that. So that's just how that works. So there's a learning experience, learning to know what you need and don't need. I feel like there's some things I didn't need. Or I'm like, I shouldn't probably bought this, but I wasn't sure. And then there's ones oh, I should have bought that for sure. And so learning to handle money a bit better, learning what other apps. It's like I'm smacking my mask on my microphone a lot. Because, of course my mouth is a lot shorter from the smack and I'm doing this. So, figure out other apps, payment apps besides PayPal, because I want to get a variety for the people who may not have PayPal or don't use PayPal or use different apps that I need to get and use. So, I feel like I'm repeating myself. But learning pricing too, I feel like I should adjust my prices a bit better. Especially with the dolls. As I said, I negotiated a lot with people. With the dolls at that time. To still make sure I was getting my money's worth out of it. And making sure they're getting their money's worth out of it. Basically. So. Oh, before I forget to mention. So when the person bought a doll. Sorry, my nose is itchy. When someone bought a doll. Not only would they get a thank you note, a handwritten thank you note from me, and their headshots, I allowed him to pick a free keychain or bookmark and a free print with it. So it was almost like as a thank you, because of course the dolls weren't cheap and not cheap to make either. I wanted to make sure, hey, get a little something off today extra because these are a little pricey. So that is something I did for them. So I probably had more keychains go or bookmarks go, but like selling them wise, I was more looking at selling wise than like freebies basically. So I did that. And I will probably continue doing that as, like, hopefully as my business grows. So if someone brought a doll off the website that is still being made. When it's going to be done, I have no clue. I will let everybody know once I know. As I said, the person that helped me get the booth's been helping me make the website too. So, like, he's doing a whole bunch of crazy things too. So I've been very patient with him on this and very appreciated too on top of it. Because I never thought I would ever get that chance until like years on the road to get a booth. So I'm glad I got that experience and such. Those are the positive. What about the negatives? I don't have too many negatives. I think if anything, I feel like the con I went to and the timing didn't help a lot. I feel like if it was more October, because I had a lot of people say these are very Halloween-like, or something you can see for Halloween. So I feel like if it was more October or at Halloween time, I would have probably gotten more sales. And I'm not complaining at all. I'm very proud on what I got and who was sold and such. But I feel like timing, like the years could have been a little helpful. And the con I went to and I didn't realize until 2 months in before, or was it a month? I think it was about a month in, like the beginning of August, that I realized it was primarily more comic books. I think. And there was other artists there. There was someone selling earrings, I've heard. One of the booths I walked past right before we started was selling hand drawings that were really cool looking. But it was more comic books than an artist alley. So, and I was really worried of sticking out for the wrong reason. Because we got all these people selling comic books and you got me. Who made dolls. But there was not only negatives I could think of. And as I said, there were some cosplayers there too. That it was really cool seeing a lot of just cosplayers.